What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about OG Fortnite coming back and Creative 2.0 because Creative 2.0 was released today and there is already a lot of insane creations that people have made. If you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, interesting, informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this topic. So like I said, Creative 2.0 launched today, and this is basically mod tools for Fortnite. People will be able to make whatever they want within Fortnite, whether that's a first-person shooter, whether that's a BR, whether that is like an RPG game. People will be able to make whatever they want, and there's already several maps out there that were made in UEFN in the Epic's Pick section of the game. So basically they gave some creative teams or map makers early access to Creative 2.0 or UEFN, Unreal Editor for Fortnite. And this was to not only have content there on launch, but also to, fine tune and test this system and make sure it works properly, and like I said, there's already several maps made that are in the For Epic section on your game mode selection screen. I'll have the trailer on screen now that they showed, and from this trailer you can see that these maps are a wide variety of different types of game modes. I feel like that's something they very intentionally did with this initial rollout, was try to cover as many different types of games to really show you what the UEFN is capable of. And also you'll notice that some of these maps have completely different graphics and art styles from what is typical of Fortnite. Like the graphics of this one map, I think it's called Forest something, is very, very different from how Fortnite looks. And that is something people are going to be able to do with UEFN. It basically allows people to make their own games within Fortnite. One of the most interesting things out there to me is that there's a few teams working to recreate OG Fortnite and recapture that OG experience. Here's the trailer from Atlas Creative, and this kind of shows the overview of their map and what they've been working on. Their Twitter will be linked down in the description below, and it definitely seems like their map is very close to being finished and could be launched anytime soon. Reboot Royale is another team that's recreating the OG Fortnite experience, and their map is currently in beta. They're testing the map and making sure the game plays properly and all of those things. And then even Cypher PK has announced that his team will be making OG Fortnite as a base and then kind of changing it up over time as the community sees fit. And this has been kind of talked about for years, and the pushback is always that it wasn't as good. I'm super excited for this, but like I said, whenever this topic is brought up over the years, there's always been those people saying that it really wasn't that good and people are just blinded by nostalgia. And really what people miss about OG Fortnite is kind of that time in their life or when people weren't as good at the game. And I definitely think that is true to an extent. I do think if you just dropped, Chapter 1, Season 1, as it was exactly, a lot of players would not enjoy it as much as they enjoy current Fortnite, and it wouldn't feel the same as it did back then because, we hadn't been playing Fortnite for 5 years at that point. A lot of us hadn't really played BRs up to that point. Some kids that were 13 now were 9 or 8 when Fortnite first came out. It's just a completely different, time in their life, and not everybody was cracked at the game. And I do think that's true to an extent. But I agree that the game has definitely gotten better in a lot of ways. If you think of sprinting and mantling, some of the aspects of looting are less random now. A lot of the healing items we have are really good. A lot of the weapons are very solid. People forget there was no first shot accuracy when the game was brand new. I think the gold scar would headshot for 97 or 98. No first shot accuracy, and even more bloom than the weapons have now. So they were incredibly lethal and punishing, but they were also more random. So yeah, the game has definitely gotten better in some ways. I will stand by the fact that I think the Chapter 1 map is the best map of Fortnite ever. Obviously not the day 1 version of it, but once we get into Season 3, 4, 5, that is my personal favorite Fortnite map, just in terms of POIs. There's so many great POIs I enjoyed landing on those maps, and it's not just straight nostalgia because we've had some of these POIs since. We had Retail and Pleasant and Salty in the Chapter 2 map as recently as a few years ago. We had Greasy and Tilted in Chapter 3, part of Shifty Shafts in Chapter 3 as well. These good POIs were good POIs, and that's what I miss most about the old map is the POIs. The terrain of the map really isn't that big of a deal to me, but just with how many locations there were on that map that I enjoyed landing at, it definitely helped to make the game more enjoyable for me for really long periods of time. So I'm very excited to play this, I do think players will get bored of the classic experience, but it doesn't really make it bad. Like, there's so many games that have had remakes over the years, like Call of Duty 4 Remastered or the Halo Master Chief Collection. And both those games were good. It didn't recapture the glory days of Halo or COD 4. It didn't really feel the same as those games for a lot of players, or maybe it didn't keep them hooked as long. But it was still a fun time for players to kind of go back and experience those old games and experience those like old weapons and old maps in those multiplayer games, even if it did get stale kind of fast. Like, personally, what I think would be ideal is for these map makers to kind of time their classic releases with the natural lulls or downtime in retail Fortnite content. For when I say retail Fortnite content, that is going to be the seasons made by Epic. So like retail Fortnite right now is Chapter 4 Season 2. As seasons go on, these map makers are going to be making the old seasons. Epic is still going to be releasing new seasons and updating the game and adding stuff to the game. And I think there's always times in Fortnite seasons where it's not as exciting. Like, think of last season with the Most Wanted update. There was like, after that ended, there was like a week or two left in the season, and we were all just kind of waiting for, you know, Chapter 4 Season 2 to release. Imagine if Creative 2.0 was available then, and one of these map-making teams released like Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 5 then. Not only would it be really hype and exciting and everyone would get on and play it and be excited to play it because, you know, retail Fortnite's kind of in a lull. By the time people got burnt out and tired of Chapter 1 Season 5, because I do think it would get boring fast once you've already experienced all that stuff before, the nostalgia only lasts so long. Even if it is fun, it does get, you know, I feel like it gets stale faster. But by the time it wears off or you're not as interested anymore, the retail release of like the next season will be ready to go. And I think that'll be very, very, very good for like the downtimes in Fortnite if these map makers time their releases with it. And I think they will. It just makes the most sense. Think of last year during, I think it was Chapter 3, Season 3, the summer season that kind of didn't have as much content as players would have liked. And the summer event was very underwhelming. If you had these map teams releasing their custom seasons, like Cypher's team releasing, you know, one of their new seasons, which is like kind of like a Frankenstein version of Fortnite, starting from the base and updating it as they see fit. Or even one of these teams that are staying true to the old version of Fortnite, releasing around then would have been very hype in the community and would have been very fun to play in a time where there really wasn't that much to play in Fortnite. So I think this is how Classic WoW does things. I don't really play WoW, but anyone in the comments can let me know if I'm right. I would imagine they release retail WoW, an expansion. It's hype, it's exciting. And then kind of when that's dying down, they release a classic expansion. It's hype, it's exciting. And then when that is kind of dying down, they release another retail expansion. And that cycle just repeats itself, and you're able to consistently keep players, you know, hooked and interested in the game over time. And I know a lot of my friends personally who played WoW back in the day, who got back into playing WoW for Classic, who then like transitioned back into playing retail WoW. Like, once you get those players back, you have them back. And I think the same thing will happen with Fortnite. There'll be a lot of players who get back into the game for these OG, you know, Fortnite creations because they're, you know, nostalgic about the old days. And then they'll play it, they'll have fun. It'll definitely get tiring over time, and then they'll want to see what's new. Or maybe, you know, by the time they get tired of it, there's a new Fortnite season dropping. And once you're already in the habit of playing a game, I feel like it's very easy to kind of just keep that going. And Epic even sees this valuable enough to pay these creative teams based on the playtime that players put into their maps. So I think we'll see a lot of very, very solid creations of high value, not only classic Fortnite experiences, but, you know, new custom unique Fortnite seasons made by, you know, creative teams that are within the community, and then games that just aren't battle royales at all. We'll probably see an extraction shooter within Fortnite. We'll probably see some sort of MMO within Fortnite. The opportunities and the experiences that people can create is truly infinite, and I think we'll see a lot of very, very, very good creations because of that, you know, payment incentive from Epic. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Those are my thoughts on OG Fortnite returning. I'm personally very excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great, even if it doesn't capture me for like as long as Fortnite did back in the day. It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like a lot of people view this as an either like you play Chapter 1 Season 2 forever and that's all you're allowed to play, or you play retail Fortnite only. And that's just not true. You can play both as you see fit. And I think as new seasons are dropped in either classic Fortnite seasons or retail Fortnite seasons, there'll just be a lot more excitement within the Fortnite community and a lot more to play for. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hope you found this interesting, informative. You will be able to play on console. This is a question I've seen a lot. The map making tools are PC only, but what people make will be playable on console, if that makes any sense. But I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.